just woke up doesn't mean I'm necessarily very groggy, but I am in that twilight hour. And that
There has been like 4 or 5 times which I've said something and he has simply not responded, so there is that going on.
well, that's mostly because Discord decides that it's time for me to explode. Uh, and
Love when Discord does that.
yeah, it's a little. Uh, I don't. Elena, do you have a cold open? Because I know I'm always doing the cold opens, and I feel like I'm taking away your abilities to do comedy.
I mean, I don't. I've done cold opens.
You did
Remember
the
the time I
you did the one where
cooked? I cooked.
you opened your thing. Oh, and you did.
Oh, you mean like this? Hold on, my nails are long now, so.
Okay.
Well, that comedic timing was fucking ruined, but.
Yeah, it's cold open. Haha.
Anyway,
You just have like a life story to share.
I mean, I've got nothing. I've been in quarantine. My roommate has been gone. I've been so lonely, Andrew.
Yeah, but you like had a funny thought or played a funny game.
Andrew, you're just really exposing how boring my life is. I've
I
been playing The Last of Us again. Is that?
oh, that's
Yeah, no,
with
this isn't.
Ellie.
This is not.
That's well, because
This
that
is
well no
nothing,
that's
Andrew.
well no that's no because that's thematically appropriate because guess what, Ellie is voiced by I should definitely know her name. She's like one of my favorite voice actors.
It's
Uh,
God, I
Ashley
Ashley
Johnson. And Ashley Johnson also plays the main character of this show we're about to do. So you're gonna be hearing Ellie a lot.
Thank God.
Uh,
Love her.
yeah, no, I don't. I mean, I haven't. I just woke up. I don't have my comedy juices rolling. I can't. I can't do. I mean, this is probably cold opened enough as it is, and I'm sure people can probably already guess what we're doing because animated American cartoon voiced by Ashley Johnson. Can't really be too many of those. I mean, she's a voice actor, so maybe there are.
I like how you're just gonna throw that out there without like actually knowing if that's a true statement or not.
No, I haven't gone on her fucking behind the voice actor yet. I mean, I go on there all the time because I like seeing what voice actors do, but I haven't done it recently to know if she's in any other recent American cartoons. Anyway, so we're watching Infinity Train,
Yes.
Cartoon Network short series Infinity Train.
Yes.
Uh, it's Elena. Do you know anything about this?
I know there are trains, and presumably they just kind of go on for, one might say infinity. I think there's a funny animal companion that speaks. Maybe not.
Uh, yeah,
That's all I know.
yeah.
The main character, she's got red hair, glasses.
Who knows?
Wow, Andrew is super no spoiler on this one.
No, she does. She has. I mean, red hair in the sense of what we call red hair in society. It's not. It's not like red.
Ginger.
Ginger hair, and she does have glasses. You're right.
Thank God.
Uh, and this, yeah, he does a good job. And there sure is a train. Uh, man, my dog's going crazy. I have to cut all this out so I can calm her down.
Yeah, I've got a cat over here being a little bitch.
All right.
He's
So
fine. I love him.
let's hope she's feeling better now. I just kind of like pushed her a little bit, and she was like, she just stopped. I don't. It's like
dude, what the
I like
fuck?
had like a reset button,
Hey,
I
cat,
guess.
Cat, no, cat.
Ah,
That's
it's
my
a
shit.
great episode.
You're the one who wanted to do it immediately upon waking up.
That's,
It's like noon there.
it is.
Be awake.
I am awake, and it is noon. Well, so, yeah, no, it's a fun little show. I'm just gonna have to figure out all this in editing, huh? Gonna have to chop and screw this to make it not a mess. Uh,
um, from what I picked up, um, it's essentially like it's essentially about this train that literally takes people on like a self journey to like figure out their issues and stuff, right?
eh.
Do your Wikipedia thing.
Alright. An Infinity Train is an American animated anthology television series created by Owen Dennis, previously a writer and storyboard artist on regular show for Cartoon Network. It had a pilot. It came out on the Cartoon Network YouTube page for like a while. It came out in 2016, and people were crazy about it on there. Um, I was crazy about it when I saw it on there back in 2016. I was like, "Oh shit, they gotta make this real show." Because like, they just released the pilot for everyone to see without necessarily clarifying at all that they had picked up the show for a series. They were just like, "Look at this stupid pilot that some loser showed."
I do want to say that I did watch the pilot back when it was released.
Yeah, I imagine.
Because YouTube, I'm pretty sure like shoved that in everyone's faces because I remember seeing it like pop up in my recommended a lot.
Yeah, and
but I don't remember anything about it. So
yeah, and even if you do they take a bit of a divide from the pilot, obviously. Like it's not the pilot isn't just episode 1. It does have a lot of similarities to episode 1, but it is not the exact same as episode 1. And it's a big mystery series that captivated the internet's attention for a while because it's a whole thing, and they call their seasons books because they're creative. So we're only gonna go through book 1 because I don't we're not like we don't care to do more. Just book 1.
Is there more than
there is a book 2. Season 2 is already out, and it is cool. Season 2 is way it's not cooler. They are of equal quality, I would say, but it is certainly interesting because as you would expect from this media, it's got like its own different concept for the story because they kind of figure everything out that they want to figure out. Season 1 was planned to have an ending because it was a mini series. It was an Over the Garden Wall. And so when they were told, "Hey, we also want you to make a season 2," they were like, "All right, let's make a new story but use the same concepts." And that's
I see.
And it's very cool and creative and fun. And then now it's cataloged as an anthology series.
I see. Okay, that makes sense.
And people fucking loved it. It's got Ashley Johnson in it a lot, and she's there.
Good for her.
Good for her. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. There's definitely much else to say about Funny Infinity's Train.
No, I can't think of anything to follow up. We're good at this, Andrew. We're really good at this.
Yeah. They got that's pretty much it. Cool.
Oh man.
All right.
It won't be so low energy, Elena, since I'll be doing
It is low. It isn't low energy.
Things.
I'm excited. I'm just not telling jokes. It doesn't mean I'm necessarily low energy. It's in the cadence of the voice. When I do editing, I can just like hear my voice that is so much of lower energy.
Well, you do sound awake for once.
Yeah. Yeah. What is this? Alright, cool. I'm gonna get out of Wikipedia now. It's ruining my whole flow. We could just talk.
What, do the cold open after we've actually discussed the show?
Our podcast. Doesn't matter.
Let's just record all our conversations then.
Well, it's because we're only at like 10 minutes.
I mean, it sounds like it's going to be a show that's going to have like a bit to like actually like discuss content-wise afterwards. So maybe we'll actually want the extra time. I don't know.
We could, definitely. It's up to you.
Up to me.
I'm
This is
leaving.
your episode.
Yeah, but you're the one who's reacting, and I always take control of every episode. Somehow I manage to do that because that's just what a man does.
Wow.
That's just what me, a man, will do. I just noticed in editing that I take control of pretty much all the episodes. I want to stop doing that.
I was not going to say anything about it.
Elena, what do you have to say?
That I have no confidence and therefore it makes me shy away from confrontation, such as Andrew, please let me say my thing.
Elena, what?
I'm sorry.
What's your Elena? What's your sentence?
What?
Tell me about what the incredible adventure that you had in those 5 days when I had my incredible adventure.
No. No, I won't be doing that.
Uh, uh,
You'll just have to catch it again when I talk about it in the future.
that'll be a Patreon reward. Fucking great, dude. We got 2 extra minutes out of that.
Oh, good.
Now we can confidently sign off.
All right. I hope y'all stuck with us for this bullshit of an opening. It's gonna be a fun episode. I'm excited for this show.
It is a very good show. Bye.
Bye.
I want to come clean and let everyone know that I've informed Elena, and so now we are both aware of our sins, but you still can't blame her because she didn't know previously.
Is it a sin then?
Well, no, I'm just letting everyone, we are aware that we're not using the term cold open correctly because I am putting it after the song, which is not, it is not cold. The opening is thoroughly warm at that point. It's the microwave of the intro song heated it.
I don't like this analogy. Can we move on?
Yeah. What?
Yeah, I had no clue. So, come for Andrew, not for me.
What have you been up to the past one day?
I have been packing. My roommate's cat is in my suitcase right now.
Oh, you're taking him with you, huh?
I guess. Don't know how my roommate is gonna feel about that. I don't really want him. He's kind of been a little asshole.
Yeah, because he knows you're leaving. He's upset.
Well, he's just been a bad cat for like 2 weeks.
There are no such thing as bad cats. That's my political stance.
I mean, yesterday he dug through the trash like a dog because I had made chili.
And he wanted the chili.
He really wanted the chili, but like the cold chili in the can.
That's fine.
So I had to clean that mess up, and he was completely unapologetic about it.
Yeah. Imagine if he was, though. That would be real fucked up.
No, I would have taken it to heart and I would have loved him for it.
But that's like not like when a dog does like a bad thing and then you get upset with them. They do like the puppy dog eyes. It's so prevalent in our culture that we have the term puppy dog eyes. But cats don't have that. Like they don't like feel remorse.
I think that's a generalization. I think all cats and dogs have the capability to be on either side of the cat dog spectrum.
I mean, if I have to teach my little kitty a lesson, he certainly does get upset, but not in the way dog does. And I don't.
This fool doesn't get upset. He just looks at me like, well, it's been 15 minutes since you fed me. What did you expect?
Yeah, and I do want to point out once again that I don't. There's literally nothing I can do to any of the animals that will make them not behave in a bad way because I would not like to. I would appreciate not having to raise a fist against them, and so I don't do that. So I definitely don't do that. But nothing else works, and so I just don't do anything.
Okay then.
They're just little rugrats, and I can't stop them. Like we had like a spray bottle at some point, and they just love it. We had a spray bottle because I was like, this is an option, but they love it. They love the cool water.
That's so unfortunate for you. But I suppose they get a good fun sprinkler time out of it.
I, I get. I
Slip
mean,
and slide.
I just don't. I can't use anything. I can't. These little animals are just. They're wrecking my whole life. I can't do anything to stop them.
Train them with the clicker.
We don't have one of those. I guess we could get one, but that is a. That's I don't know. Positive reinforcement, sure.
Yeah, positive reinforcement's like kind of the best way to teach most animals. Not all, but most.
Yeah. Fuck you, shrimp.
What?
Shrimp don't. Oh fuck yeah. Shrimp don't. Shrimp don't learn. Can't teach a shrimp.
I suppose that is true.
I don't just. I mean, what?
Unless you're simply not trying hard enough.
What would be the animal? Because you said most. What's the one that doesn't? That positive reinforcement doesn't work on if not for shrimp?
I mean, I was just thinking in kind of the way that like animals have different personalities
Yeah.
and therefore like what works for some animals may not work for others. This does not mean I'm endorsing as Andrew put it, raising a fist against an animal. No.
Never hit a
not what I'm
bird.
saying. Never hit a bird.
They have such weak bones. It's so and just God. But no, but shrimp are fucked up and they don't learn.
Hold on, I have a bird story.
Sure.
So, my younger sibling has a bird.
I want to point out.
Brought him up
I want to
before.
point out for the story that this sibling has been affectionately referred to by me and then by everyone else as Alf.
Yeah.
Alf.
See, I forget what gets said, like, on air. Is it on air if it's, like, a recording? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, my younger sibling, Alf, has a bird. A cute little kakariki. Mischievous little thing. But within, like, the first 2 or 3 weeks of Alf getting said bird, he, like, his feathers had started growing in again, because, like, when we took him from the bird rescue, they clipped his wings naturally. But his feathers were starting to grow in again, so he's, like, fluttering around, as birds do. And he was jumping from Alf to me, but, like, to my head. And this bird had a really bad habit of, like, pooping in hair. And believe it or not, I'm not a big fan of that. So I, like, raised my hand to, like, kind of, like, ward him off from my head and, like, guide him to my shoulder or something. And he just ran into my hand and fell.
Oh, so
I felt so
so
bad.
your story is
fine.
how you unintentionally had to hit a bird against your will. A bird was hit. That's
I feel so bad still to this day. It was like 2 years ago. He doesn't even remember me as a person because I left for college. But I remember that moment, and I remember the emotional scarring that it left on me and probably on him.
Well, the bird doesn't remember you, but I can confirm without a doubt that he remembers your fists.
It wasn't my fist. It was like an open palm that he ran into.
He remembers your hands, and that's probably the worst part. Is he's never gonna escape that in his deepest nightmares. Well, anyway, we watched Infinity Train.
It was so cute.
It's a really good show.
It was so cute and so charming, and I, like, the whole time I was like, how have I not watched this already? Because it's very up my alley.
Oh, yeah, no. The mystery aspect, the funny hands. She's got letters, numbers.
All those fun things.
They have Wheatley from Portal.
I don't know that one.
That's the personality core that everyone on Tumblr thought was really sexy because he had an accent. He's just a little, but he's just a little ball though.
Is that Portal 2?
That's Portal 2, I think.
I only know Portal. and funny GLaDOS.
And well, GLaDOS is in Portal 2 also, but
Oh,
but she
a fun surprise for me.
um but anyway, that's I just was saying because 1-1 also has an accent and he is also a little ball.
I love 1-1. I would die for 1-1.
We would all we will.
I suppose it is the inevitability of things.
Uh,
No, it was a really cute show. Animation, really good.
Good animation. There wasn't any like intense Sakuga moments of like standout scenes, but like
I
overall it was just like good.
I did notice I like the very well, not the very end. I suppose it was like episode 7, 8 maybe, with the memory trip,
Yeah.
with Tulip's memory trip. The saturation levels from like the good memories to like the real memories, the way it's just kind of like dropped and faded, like I like instantly took notice of that. And like I take notice of like colors and like how they're used, but sometimes it takes me a moment to be like, oh, I should analyze this, because that's what I do.
Yeah.
But I noticed that instantly and was like immediately hit with, oh, so we're going this route, huh? And it really helped like deliver the moment.
Yeah. It's a weird little show. It stars Tulip.
Yes.
I do like that they make it very clear what the symbolism of her name is supposed to like represent,
Mm-hmm.
of like a flower that just keeps coming back.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's fun because she does. She definitely
Yeah.
has
Not much holds her down.
she has a lot of moments of being able to be done with everything and she just decides to not. Like episode 2, she has like an option to be done with 1-1 and be gone forever and like just leave. But she's like, nah.
It's like,
And then
I
she
guess.
she gets her door in like the second to last episode and she's like, well, I kind of have to keep going. Uh,
Damn conscience.
uh, I think it was episode 5 is the memory one with Tulip's memories that I need to come clear. I missed my first watch through. I did
Oh,
watch it.
that's
I
right.
watched it before I watched it a second time here, but I for some reason I somehow missed that very important crucial key episode in my first watch. So I didn't know a lot of the stuff that was happening later on because like the cat showed up again later and she had like a disc and she was like, "Watch this disc now." And Tulip was like, "I'm not gonna watch another one of your fucking discs," and I didn't know what that meant. uh, and it's
How do you just miss something like that?
I don't know how. I don't know how. I must have like skipped an episode when I was going through like the series guide, or because I was watching it in real time when it was coming out, so I must have like
Mm.
accidentally waited 2 weeks before getting back and not realized it, and like went to the newest episode or something.
Whoops.
I don't know. But that episode is definitely my favorite one out of them all. Like it's very good. The setup, payoff, everything. Uh, Especially the ending scene where she gets out and she's like, "I'm done. I'm putting this fucking glove on. I'm done with all this."
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I think my favorite is probably, is it is it episode 9 or episode 10 where they go through the conductor, the conductor's
I think it's
file.
9. Yeah.
Anyway, those two are jointly my favorite episodes. I think they culminate really well from like what the whole little series has been arcing to.
Yeah.
And I think it ties it up very neatly
Uh,
for like an ending of, because that was supposed to be the ending, right? And then Cartoon Network was like, hey, give us another.
yeah. I mean that's
So I think it
definitely
ties it up well.
I'm sure that they had plans in place, like setting up stuff that could be expanded upon later. Like obviously they didn't answer everything because they were like just in case, but they left it in that like open-ended sense of like we can
Mm-hmm.
keep going, we can't, because a lot of shows do that with they don't know if they're going to get a second one
Yeah.
and they're
Like
not
it
going.
was a satisfying conclusion for Tulip.
Hmm.
Um,
She doesn't have her she doesn't have a reflection anymore.
which is really fun.
It is very
Love
fun.
that.
People are going to call her vampire in real life because she doesn't have a reflection anymore.
There's gonna be a lot of like ginger freckle soul jokes for her.
Oh.
Um,
Uh. Yeah. It's a fun, weird little show, and I like all of the pretty much all of the characters. Like they're all really, really, really well done. Even like the little weirdos who
mm-hmm.
show up only for like one cart and then they're gone. Uh,
I liked. Well, maybe I didn't like him that much if I can't remember his name.
Whomst.
Ronald?
Yes.
Roland?
Who is?
Ron? The water dude
I yes.
with the donut holder.
He got the donut holder. He gave it to Tulip. She used it in the finale. That's Chekhov's gun. Uh, Chekhov's donut holder.
Chekhov's donut holder.
And yeah, they set it up in Act 1. She used it in the final act. I liked I forget what the lady's name was again.
Emil?
Amelia, yeah.
Amelia?
But when her line of like, you keep a pipe in your backpack.
That was really fun.
uh, and that's just a little fun. Yeah, no, that thing. I I realized in editing some of the episodes, one of the aspects of this podcast that has been a bit lacking on our end, and that's I guess our bad, is the other person's, because it's mostly about it's mostly about the newer person's experience with the show, which is definitely one half of it. But there's something that we could learn to talk more about, which is the old person's revisiting and seeing stuff that now that they know everything that had been set up, uh, like all the foreshadowing that they didn't really think about too much. Which is I was noticing that a lot during this watch through, specifically all of the little things about like 1-1 or the ways that they like set up in episode 7 or whatever, when Atticus was like having like his big speech moment about how he's not gonna like leave them all behind or whatever, and then
Mm-hmm.
it's like that's just death flagging. They're death flagging him right now. I
Uh-huh.
know it. uh, and so going forward, we'll do more of that, I guess. Uh, what's So you liked those funny episodes? Did you like the twist? The twist of it's the lady. She's upset now.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd call it a
I mean
twist. I
they
mean, I guess it is set up as a twist, and like it's revealed. Like the characters certainly believe it's the guy, and then it's Amelia.
yeah, and then it's also just the concept of like a trope reversal, I guess.
Yeah.
Like going into it, you expect it to be him because that's what stories are, but then it's like, no,
Mm-hmm.
it's her. Wow.
Yeah. I don't know why I wasn't surprised by it, because it like wasn't like super heavy. Like it wasn't something that was like insanely set up. Like it wasn't out of nowhere.
No.
Like it was like plausible that yeah, it's Amelia. But like I wasn't like crazy shocked by it.
Yeah, no, I wasn't.
But I did like
either.
it. I think it was really, really well done.
Mm-hmm. Uh,
Um, yeah.
yeah. I don't. I'm trying to think about all the other. Oh, Mirror Tulip.
Mira Tulip, love her, stan her.
we can call her because I informed Elena after we were watching that season 2 stars Mirror Tulip, just because that's not like a spoiler that they give away that shit in like the trailers. Uh, but and so I can reveal also that she goes by MT, which is a fun little double entendre. Uh, and so that's what we can, instead of saying Mirror Tulip, for the sake of time, I guess.
No, I love MT. She had a very nice. I mean, she had a very nice introduction, setup, and like what it meant for Tulip to let go of like the person that she'd been holding on to, essentially. I really loved that symbolism.
Mm-hmm.
And like her reflection, or like this idea, because like the whole thing is about her holding on to the past and not being able to move forward, with these changes that her family has been going through. And MT makes that like she makes it like super super known that she's like really really tired of the way that Tulip has been living. Um, by the way, I didn't comment on this while we were watching it, but Tulip does just eat raw ass onion, doesn't
She
she?
does eat. It's her favorite. She eats onions.
Okay, just had to double check that.
It's just a
Um,
just a character, just a point
sure.
in her character list. She likes onions.
Um, but yeah, I really loved that whole thing. Um, and what it meant for both MT and Tulip. And I'm excited to sit down one day and watch season 2 somewhere.
Yeah, and it's
Um,
season 2 is very good. I like season 2 a lot.
it'll be interesting to like watch someone like forge their own identity from like to be a separate entity from who they were.
Yeah, and she's already making
Um,
good progress with the new haircut.
she cut her hair. It looks great.
And she didn't
Love that for her.
she didn't cut her hair. Her hair was cut
Well,
by
okay, yeah.
a sander, but it's the same. The logic applies. It's the same. She was separated from her
She
previous
rocks it.
bonds, and she rules.
Um, and I think it was like really cute that like she like entered. Tulip was right, probably the most boring like train cart with pencil people. That's fun.
Yeah.
And Tulip was just like enamored with it all because she'd never really um been able to experience it. I love the little detail with like um the pen connectors.
Yeah.
And she's like, the world was so warped looking out from these, and I was like, that's a cute little detail.
Yeah.
Um, it was just really, it was really good.
Yeah. The train has such cool fucking design with like each car. And even like the
Mhm.
train itself, like the outside looks fucking crazy, and then the insides are even
Mhm.
crazier. I remember while we were watching, it was like the beginning of one of the episodes. They were in like a stock room, and whereas like the whole train car was just like a big stock, like going up and down, and they solved the puzzle by just declaring bankruptcy. And I
Yeah,
remember you being very
that was
excited about that.
that was just so cute. I was like, oh my god, stock room. I don't know stocks, but I thought it was like just like a really cute moment. Because Tulip knows stocks.
She does
I
know
assume
stocks.
she's very like yeah, I know numbers.
Yeah.
Um,
I
just like for her to latch into that room immediately was fun.
I like her I like her characterization as like someone who isn't like particularly knowledgeable but very good at learning.
Mhm.
Cuz like she is tasked often with like fixing things or like solving the puzzles, and she always enters in fully like unaware of what to do, but she'll find like a book or she'll just like piece it together. And she's also a very good note taker. That's a fun little aspect.
Mhm.
She's cool. She's a cool protagonist.
I really liked that episode with the crystal where they were like they had to like make it like they had to like sing the song.
Hmm.
Um, because first off, Ashley Johnson singing was really fun. Um, but just like what it because I'm someone who like I really enjoy music. I was in choir. I love musicals. But I also like don't really like go out of my way to like piece music to like specific parts of my life. So it was like something I could like really relate to with Tulip. Um, and then like the way that like they showed her kind of like putting that together um, was just really really fun to watch. That seems really lackluster to say after that really big lead in sentence, but it was just really fun to watch.
Yeah,
Is the general consensus of the whole show.
I I like I like that episode in conjunction with the next one, which is episode 5, the
Yes.
memory, because I wish I had watched it correctly the first time because it would have made a much better impact on me to watch it after that. But where they established this song is very important to her, but they don't show you anything, and then immediately the next episode, one of the first things that you see in the memory is that scene of them in the car like singing the song.
Mm-hmm.
It's very fun.
That's also, if I remember correctly, like the only memory, like of like her like quote unquote happy memories that didn't get corrupted or I guess not corrupted, but like realized. Like they don't cut back to like an argument in the car. Like that's like her one like actual good happy memory.
Yeah, and obviously they don't show you everything about her life, but
Right.
there's definitely more. And it's nice that they showcase that it's not all shitty. Uh,
Mhm.
I really it's again it's my favorite episode. It's just I still so upset with myself for having missed out the first watch through because I love the way that they set up the puzzle, the escape of that room being her having to like verbalize
mhm.
what is wrong with it and like come to terms with it, not only for the memories that have been fixed and like healed in her brain to like be a happier version, but even the ones where she blew out of proportion as like the worst thing that she could have ever experienced, she had to be like,
Yeah.
no, this isn't right.
Yeah, like the big moment with like the parents informing her of, they didn't even call it like a divorce in the real memory. It was like of like the separation.
Mm-hmm.
And the way she had to like talk herself down
Mm-hmm.
from what was real and what wasn't. It's a really good analysis of like how we as people tend to like internalize and like like morph our own memories for better or for worse.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
God, it's just that whole like I mean memory trips in media are always filled like to the brim with symbolism and like things in the
mm-hmm.
background that like matter. And one of the things that I fucking like it literally every time I think about it gives me fucking shivers because why has not a show done that before? The sense of when she was in that memory with her parents telling her about their separation, she started like absent-mindedly tearing up a tissue paper
Uh huh.
as just like a grounding point of like something that her brain is focusing on. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's a real person. That's a person.
Yeah.
I do that.
Yeah. Uh huh. No, I was thinking the same thing when I was watching it. Um, God, that's a good episode.
It's a really good episode. There's also symbolism about how fucking ugly Dave or whatever his name is shows up. I guess I don't remember it. I remember watching like a person dissecting that episode and being like, "This is why the pretty dog from the corgi car shows up in the memory." I don't know why they said that, but whatever.
Excellent insight, Andrew. Thank you.
I don't know. I could look it up, but whatever. It's just I don't know something about not fitting in. Probably, probably.
um, I'm thinking. Okay, I'm gonna say what I'm thinking because I can't figure out how to say it.
Sure.
So I'm just gonna throw the topic that my brain keeps going to out,
Mm-hmm.
and that is the fact that the train passengers, or the train inhabitants, I should say, are the ones that are the little weird cockroach dogs.
Yeah.
Um, because that was like a big like oh shit moment
Yeah.
when
No.
Atticus was shot. Which first off, I was like, holy shit, because a dog just got shot on a Cartoon Network cartoon.
He did. He died, and it's like
And
very
he died.
and it's very fucked up. Like she's like holding him.
And she like straight up says, she's like, you killed my friends. And I was like, huh, they're gonna say the K word on Cartoon Network.
On Cartoons Network.
Which I guess Cartoon Network is the more,
Yeah, this one's for teens.
yeah. Um, like they've always had like the darker shows in comparison to Nickelodeon, I guess, but
Mhm.
still.
Disney's
Um,
channel.
and like I mean, the symbolism of like the way they have to trap the Atticus monster, like in that little cramped cage,
Mm-hmm.
um, like reflects the same way that like she's been like bottling up everything.
Mm.
Um, and it's just it's they really went ham with the symbolism in this show.
Yeah.
And
And
sometimes I do feel like an English teacher drawing connections where there probably aren't any.
I mean, it's just like the symbolism and the world building. It's so
Mm-hmm.
like I want like a graphic novel about the world. I want like a lore graphic novel
Mm-hmm.
just so that I can like know like what the because it's the train wasn't made by anyone. They made that pretty clear in the sense that one is the conductor, and he probably always was the conductor, and fucking uh, that lady just showed up and like kicked him out at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but like that doesn't explain like where did it come from and what are all these like sentient life forms doing in it that can't like leave and
Yeah. Well, there's also. Oh,
they're like attached to these orbs and when you take the orb out they just go away.
mm-hmm. Like I didn't make that connection until until Tulip was like very specifically like looking for like the corgi orb. Um, which that was really fun, just watching everything turn into like corgi.
Yeah,
Love corgi.
love Corgi. Uh,
It was a really good show.
it's a very good show.
I really liked the ending when, because we see it before when Tulip starts kind of like relapsing and like her number climbs up
Hmm.
again after she was like nearly finished. And then at the end with the reveal with Amelia being like, I'm not getting off this train
Yeah,
because it's just
that
like all over. Like,
it's like like when I first watched that and even now like I got like shivers when I saw it's such a good setup of you see she just shows you her hand and the numbers are going off the hand and you're like what and then she like raises up her sleeves and they're going up and it just doesn't stop until the neck. That
uh
sucks,
huh.
man. Did a lot of bad.
Although I do have to, I would probably guess that like what she did with Tulip would probably bring it down quite a bit.
It
She's still gonna be
probably.
spending a lot of time on that train though.
Yeah, no, definitely. And it's clear that she aged.
Yeah.
And because she even says like to Tulip like you'll die of old age before you get off this train.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's clear that they are not like locked in like temporal space.
Yeah. No, their timeline continues forward,
Yeah, so like you can
which does
only
have really interesting
yeah, you can also assume then that means that they are missing in the real world.
Yeah, like, cause like Tulip states several times she's like I've been here for weeks. Um, like when she's like talking to 1-1, going from one card to the next.
Hmm.
Um, and we don't really see the aftermath of that. She just kind of goes home.
Eh,
Um, but it's still interesting to like contemplate and think about.
yeah. Uh, it's just a weird little just a weird little.
Additionally, the way that the train interacts with the real world, because like you would think if something happened on the train, like say one losing their reflection, that wouldn't carry over to the real world, but it did. So like, what is the train?
Exactly. Like it's is it like God? uh, because yeah, no, like there's definitely like aspects of it that influence like you and your like life. Like yeah, and it's very fun.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
It was really good.
I
I
also
greatly enjoyed.
I just like the idea of the train in general as like it's just kind of like a universal concept of if you're in a really shitty place and you don't know how to like move forward, it like shows up and gives you a number and then it's like get this to zero and you'll be better.
Mm-hmm.
That's just fun. Uh, it's like the mark of a good series when I think that I could tell a D&D story about it. Because it's got the puzzles, it's got like narrative built into the lore. You can make any number of wacky friends.
Sorry, I'm sneezing.
Because like if you think about it, this is like every like edgy teen or like tween who like watched too much anime and wanted to go on their mystical adventure. This is just what they needed.
Uh huh.
Because like you get a fanciful animal companion and if you make friends with them, they will come with you. They are not confined to their cart. Uh
Yeah, which was another interesting thing, because like, sorry, derailing.
it's just like I me back when I was a shitty little boy, I could have done this. I could have gone on this train and had an incredible time. Obviously, my path wouldn't have been as uh, significant as Tulips. I probably would have just learned to accept uh, the bad roles that I get or whatever, or like uh, figure out that I'm not the center of the universe or whatever the fuck lesson I need to learn. Uh, and then
Just exposing your shitty teen self out here.
I had a big issue that I have luckily grown past enough that I think that I can look back on it and say, you sucked. Uh, and in the making, I will have my little ghost adventure, but in cartoon form with a like a cool talking cat or something.
And honestly, what more could you ask for?
What more could I ask for? And then I could write a book about it or something. Do you think that there's like a support group in the world, in their universe, of people who are like, I was also on the train? Can we talk about this?
You have to go to the deep dark web to find it.
um. Yeah. Well, that's. You have any final thoughts?
It was just really charming and good. I loved it. It was really good.
I really
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. 10 out of funny train.
10 out of funny train.
Clown car, baby.
Well, that's it for this episode.
There was a car in the train that they just passed through because it was just like a little joke car where it was just a bunch of weird little wizard people, and when you wake them up they just yell the word spells at you. And they are all voiced by I forget what his name is, but he voiced as Mordecai in regular show. And he's also the creator of regular show. I think that's he has the same voice. It's just the guy who made it voices him, but it's
well, isn't that the guy who made this show too?
No, that's just a person who worked worked on regular show, I believe. And yeah, no, funny the interlude.
Music done by Gigi Byte, Gigibyte. Check him out on SoundCloud and Bandcamp and
YouTube.
That's it. YouTube.
He makes what's the game? Beat Saber videos.
Oh yeah, he does that too.
And he made a remix of a game that we played once, and it blew up. It got semi-popular.
It got semi-popular.
He reached adequate E-fame with that one.
I mean, it's pretty extravagant E-fame with the size of that fandom. So
yeah, but how many of those people are just replaying it because it's the best song that's ever been written?
It's me.
It's you. You are 2,000 of the views. But yeah, go watch it. The song is called Sparkling River. Because it sounds like cider, I guess, at the end of it. Like all the popping. It's a good song.
Good song.
I need to
go check it out.
I need to get him to release it on YouTube or something so that it's something that people can just Google it and find it. I'll tell him that. I'll tell him that.
Just message him right now. I'm gonna stop recording.
All
bye
right,
guys.
Bye everyone.